console wars. It's been a thing since the late 80s and still exists today. This is when multiple console manufacturers release their own system within a specific time and compete against others. It's been a trend for a very, very long time. One system may have more processing power while the other has better sound, or maybe one system has better graphics. Maybe one system uses a media format that can hold more data than its competitor. Nowadays, there's not much technical difference between consoles. Take the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 for example. They both use Blu-ray drives, they have Wi-Fi, they support 4K graphics, party chat, and everything a gamer wants in their system, with very few unique features that make the system stand out. Well, unless you include PlayStation VR. Now, out of every console generation, I think Gen 6 is probably the most interesting. There were 4 consoles released during this generation, and this includes the Dreamcast, PS2, GameCube, and Xbox, which happens to be the topic of this video. This console released on November 15th, 2001 for $299, and it marks Microsoft's entry into the console market. When it was discontinued in 2006, it had sold around 24 million units, which may not seem like a lot compared to other consoles, but this is a decent amount considering it's Microsoft's first attempt. It outsold the Nintendo GameCube and Sega Dreamcast, but still didn't reach anywhere near Sony's PlayStation 2, which sold 155 million units. The name of the console is derived from Microsoft's graphics API known as DirectX, the same one used on Windows gaming PCs. In fact, the console was originally going to be named DirectX Box, but of course this was shortened to just Xbox. The design of the Xbox is very interesting and futuristic looking in my opinion. Up front is the disk drive, eject button, power button, and 4 controller ports. No external adapters are necessary for multiplayer unlike the PS2, which only has 2 controller ports. The controller that the Xbox shipped with was very large and uncomfortable for some players, so they made a redesigned controller which looks like this. And yes, this is the only first party controller I have. I don't have the Duke controller. This is far more comfortable than the PlayStation 2 controller, and it also has analog triggers just like the GameCube controller. There are 2 slots on the top of the controller which can be used for the optional memory unit and Xbox communicator. There were a lot of third-party controllers released during this time, and third-party controllers are still being released today. This one here is a controller from GameStop, and it's very similar, but the start and back buttons are placed somewhere else and the thumbsticks just feel weird to me. If you're looking for a good third-party wireless controller, I recommend this one from Retro Fighters. It looks and feels like the Xbox One controller, and even has extra bumpers which are mapped to the white and black buttons. This controller is also compatible with PC and Switch. Xbox games come on DVDs just like the PS2, and these can hold up to 8 GB of data. Up top there's a green Xbox symbol which I think fits really nicely. The back of the console has a power input, video out, and a built-in Ethernet port. This is another benefit that the Xbox has, as the PS2 and GameCube required purchasing network adapters to connect online. The Xbox shipped with composite video cables, which is fine if you're hooking it up to a CRT. If you want higher quality options, there is the advanced AV pack, which is similar but also has S-video and optical audio output. There's also the high definition AV pack, which outputs component video. These aren't that easy to find nowadays. What I'm using is this HDMI adapter from Pound. It takes the component signal and converts it to HDMI for use on modern displays. When you use a component output, the Xbox gives you more options for outputting video to your display, including 480p progressive scan and 720p and 1080i high definition video. When compared side by side with the PS2, you can see that the Xbox is quite a bit larger, and that's due to the extra components inside that the PS2 did not have built in. This is also due to the extra controller ports and having over twice the power. On the inside, the Xbox had pretty beefy specs at the time, with a 733MHz Pentium 3 processor, 64MB of RAM, NVIDIA GeForce 3 based graphics, known as the NV2A, and even a built-in 8GB hard drive. For comparison, the PlayStation 2, which also sold for $299 at launch, had only half of the raw processing power and RAM of the Xbox. Plus, the PC-like architecture of the Xbox made it very easy to develop games for. When you turn on the console, it'll load up the Xbox dashboard, and here you can change loads of settings, listen to music, manage your save games, and even connect to Xbox Live. The Xbox was unique in how it stored its data. The 3 other consoles from this generation used memory cards. On the Xbox, however, save data, DLC, and title updates were all stored on the hard drive. The hard drive also plays a major role in data streaming. Games that would normally take too long to load on DVD would regularly cache data to the hard drive for fast loading, and this does include Halo 2. If the Xbox did not use a hard drive, a game like Halo 2 would likely have far longer loading screens when you move from different areas of whatever map you're in. All other console manufacturers adopted a similar strategy, with every PS3 requiring a hard drive, and the Nintendo Wii having a small amount of flash memory and the option to expand it with an SD card. The Xbox 360 hard drive was an optional add-on, which, honestly, I believe was a step backward. The Xbox also had an excellent lineup of launch titles. This included the original Halo, Project Gotham Racing, Oddworld Munch's Odyssey, Dead or Alive 3, Fusion Frenzy, and a few others. The list of first-party games and exclusives were rapidly increasing as the console aged. Third-party support was also decent, with many third-party games either achieving improved visuals or better performance compared to other consoles at the time. Now I will showcase some games. This will be a mix of first-party, third-party, exclusive, and cross-platform titles.
Infantry squad inbound.
Infantry? Who would want to fight a mech on foot? Looks like your lucky day, Tiger.
The sensor readings come from beyond this ridge. Use your jump jets to hop over short obstacles.
Lieutenant, you are talking to a
Reading infantry.
Kill him!
So that's it. The console had a lot of power and a great lineup of games. But with all this, the system had several flaws. One issue is that early Xbox systems shipped with a DVD drive from Thomson, and these drives had a much higher fail rate than drives from Samsung, Hitachi, and Philips. The failure can range from the drive not working at all to not being able to read certain areas of the disc. This is an issue that I had with my 1.0 Xbox that I've had for years. The one I have here is a 1.6 revision, which is the least mod friendly but has the most reliable components. Another issue is that hard drives, especially from the Xbox, are very fragile and hard to replace. The hard drive on the Xbox is locked to the system through a 32-digit key. This means that without any kind of modification, you cannot simply swap out the hard drive with a newer one, even if it had the same system files. If you want to swap out the drive, you have to have a backup of the console's EEPROM, which contains the key to the hard drive. With that, you'll be able to set up a new drive and lock it to your system. That's what I did with this Xbox that I have here, which now has a 2TB hard drive. However, the biggest issue is that for every Xbox revision from 1.0 to 1.4, they have a clock capacitor which is prone to leaking, and if they are not removed soon enough, it can cause more serious damage to your Xbox's motherboard. Those systems will work fine without a clock capacitor. The 1.6 revision Xbox has a different clock capacitor that is less prone to leaking. However, if that one fails for some reason, it has to be replaced, not just removed. 1.6 revision Xbox consoles will not function without a working clock capacitor. The final positive thing I would like to mention is that the Xbox modding community is massive. You can install a custom dashboard such as Unleash X, and this will give you the ability to install and run homebrew, emulators, game backups, and some hackers even got old versions of Windows to run on the Xbox. There's also an online replacement known as Insignia, and this attempts to recreate the original look and feel of Xbox Live, which shut down in 2010. The best part? It's free. This video isn't specifically about Xbox modding, but if you'd like to see more videos on this topic, I highly recommend checking out Modern Vintage Gamer, as he has done several videos on this. Today you can find an Xbox console for around $60 to $140 depending on condition and if it includes any accessories like controllers, video cables, and power cables. Anyways, that'll be it for this video. If you found this video helpful, make sure to leave a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more videos like this, and goodbye for now.